Like I said, I'm Isaac with Colette, your business development manager. Um, so with Colette, our motto for this year is "By travelers for travelers." All of our tours are crafted by people who actually live in those cities, and we take all the travelers' feedbacks on each tour into consideration. If they don't like something, if they really like something, we actually take that feedback and make changes on the tour so it's the best experience possible for everyone going on it. Like I said, our tours are designed by the people who call these areas home. They really know the areas you're going into. That's not designed by, someone that lives on the West Coast to visit Mackinac Island. It's designed by someone who actually is born and raised in that area. All of our tours, if you get the transportation package, include a hometown pickup from your house. Very convenient. And we have an industry-leading travel protection plan, which I'll get into later. So, all your hotel to hotel baggage is handled. Like I said, expert tour managers. And why we do that is so you can see all the big things that, everyone wants to see when you visit a destination, but you also get some of the little smaller, more niche things that not many people get to see, who aren't too familiar with the area. Um, we try to keep everything very culturally immersive and very fun for you. Transportation is all handled throughout the journey, so you don't have to worry about anything. So moving on, Mackinac Island. This is the big trip y'all are getting excited about. 9 days, 12 meals included. Pictured right here is the Grand Hotel overlooking the water. It's absolutely beautiful. But we'll head into kind of the layout of the tour. So days 1 and 2, you'll be flying into Chicago, stay there for 2 nights, and then you'll move up to Grand Rapids for a night, and then from there move to Mackinac Island for 2 nights, and then down to Bay City for a night, and finally end in Southfield for 2 nights. This is our classic style of tour. So basically, all that means for y'all is that the group size is a maximum of 44. The average is about 37. It can really fall anywhere on there. It could be 25 or it could be 44. It just kind of depends on who's all signed up for that weekend. This is a activity level 1 tour, so you expect light and leisurely, not too much to look out for in the way of like high activity or anything like that. The only thing to be cautious about is on Mackinac, there's no cars, there's only horse-drawn carriages. So that you will have to take a decent step up to get into those carriages. There are some low riding ones, but they're first come, first serve, and it can take a little weight on those. If you have any questions about this, just ask me after. So, travel tips. For clothing, most of the tour is kind of smart casual, so khakis, slacks, polo, cotton tops, all that. But at the Grand Hotel, it's kind of an old-fashioned theme. So evening wear is required in all the public areas after 6:30 p.m. So ladies, that would include wearing a dress, skirt, blouse, or pantsuit, and gentlemen, that would include a suit or sport coat and a necktie or dress slacks. Um, Kind of keeps that old-timey, almost stepping back in time feel alive. So, like I've covered, our tour managers are going to be with you the whole time. They're very knowledgeable about the areas you're in. I'd recommend whenever you have free time, ask your tour manager where are some hot spots if you're looking for, a museum, shopping, food place. They can give you some really good suggestions. So, Mackinac Island, the tour begins. We have an optional pre-night in Chicago if you want to fly in a day early, completely optional, up to you if you want to have a full day to yourself to explore Chicago. But day 1, we're in Chicago, and you'll get to, explore on your own when you fly in. I'm not sure what time y'all's flights are getting in. I don't know the flight itinerary by heart, but you'll have the whole day to just explore Chicago and, try out some deep dish pizza or whatever you may want to get into. I'd recommend the Science and Tech Museum. I went there when I was in Chicago, and it's really, really cool. Um, Day 2, you'll go on a guided walking tour, highlighting some of Chicago's architecture with like you'll go to Michigan Ave, the Magnificent Mile, the Wrigley Building. You also get to a walking tour through Millennium Park, home of the famous bean sculpture. And I know everyone's muted, but you can silently answer this trivia question. The bean is actually a nickname for a well-known sculpture, but what is its official name? Give you a second to guess, but it's A, the Cloud Gate. But after you visit that, you'll have some free time in Chicago. Like I said, you could visit a museum. I'd recommend the Science and Tech one myself. I thought it was really fun, really interesting stuff in there. But you could go on a cruise the Chicago River, go to a cultural center, just walk around, completely free time. So you can do really whatever you want. And like I said, ask your tour manager for suggestions. You'll end that night with a steak dinner at Harry Caray's Italian Steakhouse. This building's kind of known as a historical landmark in Chicago, and it's something that's really unique, but it's a really cool restaurant, and you'll be there with all your fellow travelers in the group. So, day three, you'll head up to Grand Rapids, Michigan. And when you get up there, you'll head to Frederick Mayer Gardens and Sculpture Park. You'll grab lunch, tour around the gardens. It's kind of a mix of beautiful nature and artistic expression with all the sculptures and stuff. It's really, really cool. Um, and then that day, you have the rest of the time free. And then you'll head to Mackinac Island, the highlight of the trip. So you'll start your day with the drive up to Mackinac City. It's kind of a resort village nestled on the tip of Michigan's southern peninsula. You'll take some time to take in all of that, and then you'll board a ferry and head over to Mackinac Island. So in Mackinac Island, like I said, there's no cars. It's almost like you're thrown back in time. It's just horse-drawn carriages and history everywhere, beautiful views. It's really awesome, and you're going to be staying in one of the most famous hotels in the U.S., if not the whole world. That's the Grand Hotel. So, I mean, as you can see, beautiful hotel overlooking the ocean or the lake, and you can see these side by sides. The one on the left is taken between 1895 and 1910, and the one on the right is more modern day. And you can see it hasn't changed that much. It's literally like you're stepping back in history. It's really, really cool. And so while you're on Mackinac Island, you can kind of explore the hotels, get to know the area. There's some cool shops, bars, pool, wherever you want to do, really. And then after 6:30, like I said, it's formal wear, and you'll be eating dinner both nights at the Grand Hotel. So day five in the morning, you'll hop on a horse-drawn carriage and stop at the Surrey Hills Carriage Museum. And then you're on your way to one of the state parks located on the island. You'll see two highlights, one made by nature, one by man, and the first is Arch Rock, one of the island's most famous geological formations. And the second, you'll go to Fort Mackinac, where British and American forces battled during the War of 1812. It's really, really cool. Uh, then you'll have some free time. You can shop downtown, eat some fudge, relax at the hotel. There's plenty to do, plenty to see. And the fudge is huge in Mackinac, which leads me to my second trivia question, which I know you're all muted again. But can you guess how much fudge the downtown shops make during peak season? It's actually 10,000 pounds of fudge during peak season. For a small little island town, that is insane. So I've never been there, but I imagine it must be some good fudge if they're selling that much of it. So I would definitely recommend trying that out on y'all's in y'all's free time. Um, so that night you'll go to the Grand Hotel dining room, sit down for a nice formal dinner. Um, they have all kinds of stuff on the menu. They have coffee options. They have a live orchestra band up there. If you're craving a quieter night, you can head to the Cupola Bar. That's also in the hotel. So you have options after dinner. Um, so day six, you'll head from Mackinac to Bay City. start your day kind of slow and then head off to Bay City. Obviously, you have to hop on the ferry to go across again, and don't worry about your baggage and all that. We'll have all that handled. You just gotta pack and unpack your stuff, but we'll take it down from the rooms, put it on the ferry, get it loaded up for you, and everything like that. That evening, you'll have free time in Bay City, take a river walk, explore downtown. You can take a stroll along the river, just see what the town has to offer. And again, ask your tour guide if you need any in detail suggestions or anything like that. Day seven, that morning you will go to the Alden B. Doe, the legendary 20th century architect. You'll head to his house and get to see some really cool architectural designs. Um, this is actually another National Historic Landmark that you'll see on tour. You'll see a bunch of them between Chicago, Mackinac, Bay City, all those. So then you'll head to Frankenmuth, which actually has the world's largest Christmas store. It's called Bronner's, and I know it's going to be June when y'all go, but you can stock up on your Christmas shopping a little beforehand. It's about a football field and a half big, over 50,000 different trims, gifts, all that stuff. So you can knock out your Christmas shopping really early. But really cool to say you've been to the largest Christmas store in the whole world. Just something to add on there. So day eight will be in Dearborn, and you'll go to the Henry Ford Museum. Get to take in the history there. Um, it's right north of Detroit, so kind of where Henry Ford started the whole thing, got all the cars going, and kind of changed American society as we know it, or changed the whole world as we know it. Um, day eight, you'll experience, oh, sorry about that. Day eight, you'll experience Greenfield Village. Um, and this open air history museum, it includes live actors, and you'll find everything from like Thomas Edison's lab to Model Ts, to working farms and the Wright Brothers workshop, all kinds of stuff mixed in. But a really unique experience getting to go to a live action museum. I think that's really, really cool. Um, then day nine, sadly, the tour ends. You all gotta go back home eventually. So on the ninth day, that's when you'll head out. And we hate saying bye to everyone, but hope you travel with us again afterwards. And that kind of leads me to our passport club. Since you're going on this trip with us, the next trip you take with Colette, you will earn 5% on the land cost of this Mackinac trip towards your next trip if you travel within a year. And then if you travel within 2 years, that goes down to 3%, but you still get some discounts on it if you re-travel with us. Um, so we try and call ourselves the premium experience because we include hometown pickup if you get our full transportation package. We'll pick you up from somewhere where your group decides to meet, and so you don't have to worry about going to the airport, paying for parking, or trying to get an Uber. We'll pick you up and then we'll take you back from the airport to wherever y'all's meeting spot is. And then all of our tours have a post-tour survey. Like I said at the beginning, we're always trying to get better, always trying to improve our tours. So we really take your feedback into consideration to help out the next group of travelers who's going on the same trip as y'all. Um, there's different personalizations you can have. Um, like I said, there's a pre-night stay in Chicago. There's you can upgrade your airfare if you want to premium economy or business class, completely up to you. But we include those options. So our no worries travel protection, you can get a full refund for cancellation anytime for any reason, up to 24 hours before you depart. So say you just got a bad haircut 48 hours before the trip and you're like, nope, I'm not going. This is too embarrassing. You can cancel for no reasons asked and you'll get a full refund minus the cost of the insurance. So you'll be completely covered with that. Colette really does the right thing by travelers and tries to give you back just the money. During the pandemic, we gave back over $180 million worth of travel money. A lot of other places just did brochure or did vouchers and stuff like that, but we believe in giving back was rightfully yours during the pandemic. You didn't need travel vouchers, you needed the money. So we're always going to do right by our travelers. So this is a domestic travel, so you will want to make sure for your flights you have the real ID or your passport to be able to board those flights. Just make sure those are up to date. Um, to book, you can go on the group webpage, which Robin should have, but you can go on there, sign up, and you'll be all good to go. So the deposit is $698 per person. The cancel for any reason insurance, which is again, you can cancel for any reason up to 24 hours before you depart, is $429. The deposit due date is December 5th, so it's coming up quick. So make sure you get those deposits in. And then the final payment is due March 7th. So just have all that in time. It's 42.49 for double room and 55.49 for a single. Um, so with that, that's the whole thing. Any questions or anything?
To take advantage of cancel for any reason with your travel insurance, do you have to purchase the insurance at the time of the deposit?
Yes, before the deposit date.
Anyone else? Your questions are all answered?
I think so. Thank you very much.
Okay, well, thank you. Thank you,
Yeah.
guys.